All right, we're back. We're on J8. J8 is select intervention strategies based on the social validity of the intervention. What is social validity? Anybody can give me the definition of social validity?
It makes people like the client more.
It's pretty much what other people think it is socially valid.
Okay.
Like your stakeholders, like, I don't know, outsiders.
I like the way you worded that, Kelly. That was very, very, very cute. That was cute. But it means it's basically the same thing. And was this Maud or Rita? Because I confuse Maud and Rita a lot. Who was the one that said it just now?
Maud.
Okay. Yeah, you gave a good one. That was great. All right. So it's a positive influence on the individual's life. Basically what you guys both said in two different ways, which was great.
Well, right. That's just how I remembered it. It's just socially valid. You know, like people want to interact with the client more.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, whatever worked for you to make you remember when you get on that test, you're like, oh yeah, I got it. I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, and how do we determine that? What do we need to do?
Like sometimes you might have to like compare the our kids' skills to another kid. Like for example, if you feel like a 4-year-old is not able to remain in his seat for like, let's say it's 5 minutes or so, then you compare that to the other kids in the classroom. If the other kids are not sitting in their seat for 4 minutes, 5 minutes as well, then guess what? Our kid is fitting right in.
Right.
There's no need to really change anything.
All right. So comparing the client to other peers, what else can we do?
I mean, it's what what the parent might feel like it's something that they want to target.
Okay. And how do we find that out? Can we do any kinds of assessments?
I mean, you can do indirect
interviews.
Yeah, and interviews, questionnaire.
All right.
Checklist.
Okay. All right. So. All right, comparing clients to typically developing same age peers. We're going to rate social validity. We're going to evaluate individuals' performance. We're going to use standard assessments, and we're going to test clients' new behavior in the natural environment. All right. Next is how to select intervention based on social validity. How can we do that? Notice that we've been repeating the same thing over and over again.
Interviews, a checklist.
What do we need to identify? Social what? What do we need to identify?
Validity.
Social significance.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just on repeat for all of everything.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Has to be age appropriate.
Appropriateness, and what else?
Socially important to the individual.
Perfect. All right, so identify social significance of the target behavior, appropriateness of the procedure for the client, social importance of the consequence. All right, so now I have some questions for you guys. I have 2 things that I want to do, but I don't know if I have enough time. So I'm going to pick one, and if we have enough time, we'll get to the other one. So the first thing is I made a short quiz on intervention. We'll do that, and if we have time for Cooper, I'll do that as well. All right, we're going to get started. So the first question is, so this is intervention, section J, ABA Exam Academy. All right, first question. Ernesto is a BCBA that began working with a family that is struggling financially. Due to their current situation, they are unable to afford many of the tools that are needed to implement the intervention Ernesto put in place. What should he do? A, the BCBA should discharge the client. B, the BCBA should recommend the client for a medical consultation. C, the BCBA should modify the intervention according to the current environment. Or D, the BCBA should modify the intervention according to the agency's funds.
Good one.
C, the BCBA should modify the intervention according to the current environment.
Yep.
Does everybody agree with that, or do we have anything different?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. All right, You work with a client called Stephanie that engages in physical aggression, which is maintained by the function of attention. Which is the best intervention to implement? DRO, planned ignoring, response cost, or leads to most prompting?
DRO.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We have a DRO, and what else?
No, I agree. DRO.
I think we all said DRO.
Okay, so it's not DRO. Does anybody else have any other option?
B.
B, planned ignoring, yes. So it's planned ignoring because it is maintained by attention.
Attention.
But physical aggression, like how can you
Right.
ignore that?
Because if it's physical aggression, you want to use DRO, which is you how you reinforce any other behaviors except that behavior.
Right,
Because
exactly. That's why I'm asking.
and
Like,
also
how can
physical
you-
aggression could be, how you call it, dangerous. So you don't wanna. Yeah, I don't see how plan ignoring.
Yeah, Maud, I totally agree.
Okay. Let me look more into that, but I found this information in Mayer, and it was actually, they were actually talking about self-injurious behavior. But it's true what you guys are saying. Let me look into that and I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if that even mentions self-interest, you definitely can't do plan ignoring because the kid could be like, slamming his skull against
I know.
a wall.
Well, right, but it's physical aggression. It could be like toward the therapist, where it's like, punching lightly or like, flicking them or kicking them, like planned ignoring. Like, I get that.
Mild physical aggression also. I mean, there's different forms of physical aggression. So
Right.
Right. But it's still physical aggression seems intense for planned ignoring.
okay. All right. So I'll just put a mark on that and I'll look more into it. All right. For toothbrushing, which would be the best first step on a TA? A, put toothpaste on the toothbrush. B, grab the toothbrush. C, put the toothbrush back in the cabinet. Or D, turn on the water.
Grab the toothbrush. I'm tired.
What is it when a client engages in a specific sequence of responses ending with some form of reinforcement? A, behavior chain. B, forward chain. C, backward chain. D, task analysis. Or E, all of the above.
Ooh, I gotta think. Well, if we talk about sequence, that is behavior chain.
Does everybody agree, or do we have different?
When you ask that, that means it's not behavior chain. I feel like that's a response prompt.
Response prompt is
Stimulus
not-
prompt that you're giving us.
I think I remember writing this somewhere, or at least I took like a mock test that has something along that line.
It's a response.
I think it's behavior chain because it's sequence.
I trust her.
Okay. Response prompt is not on here.
Well, I know, but you giving us a response prompt by like saying, "Hey, are you guys sure? Do you guys want to choose anything?"
No, but it is behavior change.
Yeah, I think every time like you get a question about like sequence, it's a behavior change because you're going in step. It's in sequence.
But Daymi, do you understand what I was saying?
No, I get you.
Okay.
I usually wait it out. I wait it out a little bit, and then if you guys don't get it, I want you guys to get it
Delayed
right.
response. Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Delayed response.
Yes. Okay. So Daymi is a BCBA. She is collecting baseline data during her direct observation with a client. She is allowing the client to play with toys independently and decides to conduct a stimulus preference assessment. What could this identify? A, punishers. B, aversive stimuli. C, prospective stimuli. Or D, reinforcers.
Yeah.
You said it, girl.
What are we looking for?
So it's a reinforcer.
Reinforcer.
But prospective stimuli?
Yeah, because I'm between C and D, but I want to say reinforcer.
I'm from like B and D.
Well, it's not, there's nothing about aversive stimuli because it's literally they're allowing the kid to play with a toy. So trying to see what, so no, it's a prospective stimuli. I don't know. It's within B and it's within C and D.
All right, so think about it. Someone already said the right answer. It is C or D.
Okay.
But think about it. We're doing a preference assessment, not a reinforcer assessment.
It cannot be
It is
reinforcer.
a prospective stimuli.
It's prospective stimuli.
Yeah, because if to be a reinforcer, you have to pick out a few of the possibly reinforce what the kid will work for. Then you will see under what circumstances what the kid will really choose.
You need to see if it's effective.
Right. So that will have been a reinforcer, but in that case, it's C.
It's right. It's just perspective, right? Okay. Next question is, Jacqueline is a BCBA that has a new client that is engaging in pica frequently. Since this is a safety concern and she had to begin immediately, she was unable to collect enough data. In a short amount of time, it is hypothesized that the behavior is attention maintained. Jacqueline noticed that she has never seen her client engage in any kind of appropriate attention seeking. What should she do first? A, provide reinforcement on an FR10 schedule. B, use DRO and planned ignoring. C, provide attention seeking training to the parents and caregivers. D, use BST for the replacement behavior and prompting. Or E, none of the above.
None of the above?
So it is pica and then it is attention seeking.
Pica doesn't mean it's attention seeking.
Huh?
Pica doesn't mean it's attention seeking.
No, it's not. Based on the question I'm reading, it says it's been hypothesized that it is attention seeking.
But it's been hypothesized. It doesn't mean. But I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, so obviously I want to say DRO and plan ignoring, but the question doesn't mention anything about like her putting anything dangerous in her mouth. So I need to learn to read question, not I think that's not there. So,
I was just going to say that. Make sure that you guys don't assume anything.
Right.
Get what's on the question and work with it.
So, I mean, provide reinforcement on a FR10. I mean, that's
too much.
No, that's too long. So that one will be ruled out. Provide attention-seeking training. That one will be ruled out. So I kind of want to say it's B. Use DRO and plan ignoring.
Okay.
Which DRO, though?
I mean, you will reinforce other behavior other than her putting stuff in her mouth. If the client is sitting down, not putting things in her mouth, you will, praise her or give her a piece of edible, whatever that is. And whenever she put thing in her mouth, and especially the question said it's been hypothesized that it's for attention. So therefore, I'll plan ignore and then use DRO when she's doing her
I just got really familiar with like FIVR, blah, 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 blah. Which FI, FR, et cetera, DRO would you use, though? I don't know the answer, first of all. Mm-hmm. I'm just asking your opinion.
All right, so the answer that Mayor gives on this situation is this one, D.
What?
Yeah. It's, you have to provide as much
did you mean to write BEST or is BST an abbreviation for something else?
No. It's abbreviation for behavior. What is it?
Behavior skills training.
Behavior skills training. Yes.
Oh.
So I just wanted to make it more difficult for you guys. So
do you have a page number, Daymi?
I can send it to you guys later. I have it marked on my book, but I don't have my book with me.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So it's behavior skills training for the replacement behavior and prompting. So depending on the situation, in PICA, you have to provide continuous prompting. But if it was something that's not as severe, you provide minimal prompts. So, but you always have to give BST, use BST.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Ew.
The last one is Robert is a teenage boy, and this is another question that you guys are gonna be
Mad.
shocked. Yes, because I put questions on here that I was very shocked with the answers. So,
All right, bring it on.
yeah, there you go. Okay.
How did you know the answers?
So I made the scenario according to what I read, and then I put other options on there to make it sound, to make it tricky. Okay. All right. So Robert is a teenage boy that is on the spectrum. He tells his BCBA that he has a girlfriend in school and wants the BCBA to teach him dating skills. The parent hears him request this to the BCBA and tells the BCBA, I'm sorry. Okay, so the parent hears him request this to the BCBA and tells the parent, I'm sorry. And the parent tells the BCBA, I'm sorry. And the parent tells the BCBA that she does not think he is old enough to learn about dating yet and must be at least 18 years old to do so. Why is this a concern? A, social validity. B, behavioral contrast. C, environmental constraint. D, believability. Or E, behavioral deficit.
Well, by looking at that, believability will be out because that's about Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's out.
Environmental constraint.
Yes.
All right, but what did you say, Pavardi?
I said the same, environmental constraint.
Me too.
Why not social validity?
Well, it can be. Come on now. Can we all?
Well, is the teenage boy 13 or is he 18?
He's a teenager, so he's not 18 yet, so he's not an adult. So we know environmental constraint, but also social validity. I can see how it could be A, because the parent might think that it's not socially valid because he's not an adult yet.
Well, when I was a kid, my dad told me I wasn't allowed to date until I was 30. So
right.
That was an environmental constraint.
Okay. So Martin says A. Do you guys still say C?
I see it can be either A or C. I see it can go either way.
I don't think so. We can say the socially valid because it's the parent's opinion.
I think, yeah.
So we cannot do the socially valid. Yeah, we may say the cultural. If there is a cultural,
it's socially valid to the client.
It's C because the parent won't allow it to happen. Environmental constraint.
Okay, environmental constraint. Minerva, what did you say?
That is social valid to the client, not to the parents.
Okay, we have a lot of.
All right, what's the answer?
All right, the answer is social validity.
Cite your sources. Cite your sources.
I will cite my sources, and I'm going to tell you something. I chose environmental constraint.
All right.
The reason is social validity is because we don't know the kid. We don't know his age.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
Also, if he's 17 and the parent is saying he needs to be 18, okay, and he goes and does, who knows what with the girlfriend, then
but it's consensual, Daymi.
So what was the answer, Daymi?
It is social validity.
Social validity. Yeah, Mateen, you were right. So there.
There you go.
All right, so I'll send you guys the page number, but it is social validity. I was very shocked by that because that's the first thing I said. My parents never let me do it, and what my parents said goes, and no, it's not. So it's social validity.
Did we get 100%?
Well, obviously.
Well,
I gave you a response prompt, like you said.
I always want to see it.
All right, yes, 100%.
Woo!
How much time do we have left? I think we can do it. Let's do it quick. All right. Each of the following is an example of a behavior except A, mowing the lawn, B, brushing your teeth, C, blinking your eye, or D, writing your name. This is all on chaining.
Oh, I just did about 7 chapters of those. It's blinking your eyes.
But it's observable.
This is accept. Is it blinking your eye?
Oh, gosh darn it.
Negation, read them. They get me all the time. Not an accept. So just think, if a dead man cannot do it, it's a behavior. If a dead man can do it, it's not a behavior. A dead man cannot
mow the lawn. He cannot brush your teeth. He cannot blink your eye.
It's a reflex.
Right.
I guess a dead man could blink his eye. I feel like they're all behaviors.
The same thing I said.
That's what you said? Like they can all do it.
I don't know the answer. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this?
The answer is blink. It's blinking your eyes.
See? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay.
Behavior chain with a limited hold means A, the number of steps in the chain is limited. B, the learner must hold his or her responses of a specified period of time. C, the entire chain or steps within the chain must be completed in a given period of time. Or D, accuracy of the performance of steps is not important.
C.
C.
I concur. C.
C. Awesome. I have 3. All right. Behavior chains and chaining procedures are important because A, there are many behaviors that are considered behavior chains, and these behaviors lead to more independence in life. B, chaining can be combined with many other teaching procedures so that behaviors can be taught in a variety of contexts. C, chaining is an efficient training procedure. It can be used to combine already existing repertoires of behavior into new behaviors. Or D, all of these.
All of these?
All of the above.
Does everybody agree?
Yep.
All right, cool. How are forward and backward chaining different? A, forward chaining means the learner learns the steps to the skill in the correct order, and backward chaining means the learner learns the steps in the reverse order. B, forward chaining means the learner learns the first step in the sequence, and backward chaining means the learner learns the last behavior in the sequence first, but the steps are still learned in the correct sequence. C, forward chaining is a much quicker way to learn a task than backward chaining. D, none of these answer choices accurately differentiates between forward and backward chaining.
B.
B, forward chaining mean.
B?
Yes.
All right, 5. If you want to create a task analysis for a behavior you have no idea how to do yourself, how could you construct it? A, you could find people who are good at the behavior and ask them how to do it. B, you could watch people who know how to do the task and observe what they do. C, you could go to the literature to see if there are any published task analysis of the behavior. Or D, all of these.
All of these?
All.
Okay. 6. What is the risk of choosing the single opportunity method of assessment for assessing mastery of a task analysis? A, you may underestimate the learner's ability. B, you may advertently be teaching the individual the behavior during assessment. C, you may frustrate the learner because of the time-consuming nature of this form of assessment. Or D, all of these.
A.
A.
Okay. Breaking down longer chains into smaller chains and or skill clusters, teaching each skill cluster and then chaining each skill cluster is a variation of which form of behavior chaining? A, forward chaining. B, backward chaining. C, total task chaining. D, backward chaining with leaps ahead.
D, just for fun.
No, it is.
A.
It's A, forward chaining.
Yeah. A.
I just want to choose one with leaps ahead.
All right.
You'll have a chance to do so in the exam.
All right. Peer models have been used to teach children with disabilities to perform complex tasks using which form of chaining? A, forward chaining, B, backward chaining, C, total task chaining, or D, backward chaining with leaps ahead.
Total task chaining.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree total task?
Maybe.
All right, then defend your answer if you don't think it is. Well, what you?
All right, total task. All right, the behavior chain interruption strategy, BCIS, can be used to A, teach a complex new behavior chain, B, increase speech, picture communication, and micro switch activation, C, replace the initial SD in a chain, or D, all of these.
B as in boy, increase speech, picture communication.
I'm gonna say D as in David. All.
Okay, so what is a behavior chain interruption strategy?
A.
It's okay.
A.
So
I've never heard of this. Replace the SD in a chain.
no, so it's not C, simply because the whole idea is you want to teach communication. So for example, if you are making a bed, you know, so if a kid is making a bed, you sit on the bed. So the kid has to say, "Excuse me, can you please get up so I can
It is.
finish?" You're teaching
So,
communication. So
no,
you interrupting the chain so the student can use communication. That's what I mean. So it's increased speech, picture communication.
But picture
A.
communication doesn't have anything to do with like move out of the bed, woman.
No, but picture communication is PEC. You're using if the kid is not vocal, it's not vocal.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, they're not vocal. You know, so a way of speaking. If you're not vocal, you can use your iPad, you can use your protocol, you can use a PEC book. It's all from, or you can write it down. It's all from a communication.
Answer A.
No,
Ninth
it's B.
A.
The answer is B.
All right, do we have a tiebreaker?
Well, B seems very confident, so.
What is micro switch?
I don't know what the last part is, but I know because I've read this in the book, the behavior chain interruption, from another book, and also I was like, oh, what is that? It's like, oh, you use that to increase communication.
I think micro switch is back in the day they had. Okay, hang on, you guys can't see me. Wait. So they had these switches that were like, yes, no. I could be totally wrong in making this all up, but it was like a switch, like, yes, no. Do you want to do this? Yes, no.
Some kids at my school, they still have just a simple board that have those pictures, like, yes, no, no, thank you, don't like it, I like it. So, kids who just learning PEC, who's not able to move on to the iPad yet, they have that board.
That's just my understanding of micro switch. So,
Pavarti, why do you think it's A?
Because basically I feel like it is all of these, but because I'm not satisfied with the third, replace the initial SD in a chain. Because we replace the SD, but we don't replace the initial SD. So we replace the SD in between the chain. That's why I'm not sure. Otherwise, I feel like it is all of these, but A or D.
Okay.
You gotta pick one.
I'm gonna go for, let's click on all of these because you guys are back and forth, so let's just pick all of these.
FYI, I took this thing earlier.
Okay. All right. So Kara has been learning to board a public bus, put money in the slot, and sit in her seat, waiting for her stop. Then she pushes the button to indicate when she wants to get off. She has practiced this skill in her small hometown, where there are rarely more than 5 people on the bus. She traveled to Chicago with her parents to visit her aunt. She rode the bus with her parents in Chicago and was unable to do many steps in the chain. For example, she wasn't able to put her money in the slot, and she had difficulty choosing a seat. Her parents noticed that she was very distracted by all the people on the bus, as compared to the few people who are on the bus at home. Which of the following is the most likely reason that Kara wasn't able to perform steps in the chain she had learned so well at home? A, the SDs on the bus were too similar to the SDs on the bus at home, and so they triggered different responses. B, the steps of the task were different on this bus than on the one at home. C, there were novel stimuli present in Chicago that weren't present at home, and that interfered with Kara's chain. Or D, all of these are reasonable explanations for Kara's trouble.
C. C.
C.
Does everybody agree? C?
Yeah, see.
All right. I'll watch it be the one that Maud said. All right, I want to
read the explanation.
I know. The behavior chain interruption strategy has been used to teach children speech, picture communication, and micro switch activation. It relies on an already established behavior chain and does not teach a new chain. Rather, it teaches a new step in an already existing chain. It doesn't replace the initial SD in a chain, however, because the new step is inserted somewhere in the middle of the chain. Okay.
So every time you guys hear talk about, like, just think the kid need to, like, learn, it's communication.
Right.
Because you're trying to interrupt the chain, so therefore the kid has no, like if a kid, need to glue a color, you're holding, the crayon or the scissors. It's like, so now they have to communicate to get the rest of it.
Right. All right, guys. So this meeting was really good. Tomorrow and Friday, Jacqueline's gonna be hosting the meetings. Unfortunately, Lara had to cancel this Saturday, so the remaining of the week is just tomorrow and Friday. And then next week will be on section I, assessment. And then remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I forgot someone to change this right here.
All right, I'm going to bed because it is 11:16.
Okay, and then just email us if you need anything. But thank you for coming and thank you for joining us. You guys have been awesome.
Thank
Good
you for
night.
having us. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.